Hi, my name is Pete Siliberto, and I'm with Global Energy Solutions, and we're here in Boothwyn, Pennsylvania. We're here to take a look at another Smartcool installation. We just completed this installation a couple days ago, and we're here to take a look at what kind of savings have been achieved already. Take a look at the Smartcool unit. We're going to take a look at the run hours and save hours. First button is to show us what the save hours are, and in this case they're 25 hours. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says 25 hours. And we also have 7 hours of save time. And what that means is that this compressor, had this not been installed, would have run for 32 hours. There was a call for cooling coming from the thermostat that would have equated to 32 hours of runtime. But the Smartcool unit was installed. Instead of 32 hours, the compressor only ran for 25 hours. It was in save mode for 7 hours. That's a savings of 22%. That means that the compressor ran 22% less than it would have had we not installed the Smartcool unit. It's a great savings. I have the homeowner here, and I have asked Mark. Mark had a number of questions that he had for me before we did the installation, and I've asked him to kind of ask me those questions again so that I can share those questions and concerns he had with you, the audience.
Well, hi Pete. I guess my biggest concern was, am I going to increase my inside temperature of the house because the compressor is not running as long?
That's a great question, and the answer to that question is no. The Smartcool product has an automatic override feature. The automatic override feature is intelligence that has been injected into the system. In other words, the automatic override feature will turn off the Smartcool unit and allow the compressor to run as if it wasn't there. And it does this when a call for cooling comes and the Smartcool unit has tried to put this compressor into save mode 2 times. In fact, it has put it into save mode twice, but when it tries to do it again, it realizes that the load has not been satisfied. The temperature has not come down to where the thermostat wants it to be. So the Smartcool unit backs itself out of the loop and allows the compressor to run as if it wasn't even there. And in doing so, we're able to maintain the same exact temperature inside that we would had the Smartcool unit not been installed.
Okay. Well, I had this Pico Smart Idea meter installed earlier this year.
Yep.
And before you guys came out, I was noticing an increase in my inside temperature, especially in the afternoon, because they're normally shutting me off between like 2 and 6 p.m. So in the afternoon, the house was getting up 2 or 3 degrees higher than what it normally would be.
Right.
That's a different system than Smartcool.
That's exactly right. The Pico Smart Ideas AC Saver is a system that Pico pays the end user to implement, to come out. They install it, they put it on your house, they pay you for allowing them to have it installed on your house. What it does is, when we get real hot days, when demand is very high and the grid is maxing out and capacity is, they're having a hard time reaching capacity, they'll actually come in and cycle your compressor on and off so that they can meet the demand that they have to meet. Now, they do that without consideration to your interior temperature.
So you're talking about, you're mentioning that there's no override feature. So regardless of what happens to your inside temperature, it's going to be turned off.
It's the exact opposite. When they need you the most is when you need your air conditioning the most. So they're cycling your air conditioning on and off when you need it to be doing the best job it can cooling. So that's why they're going to pay you to do it. Conversely, the Smartcool unit, every consideration is given to maintaining temperature inside the house. And the way we accomplish this is that when the call for cooling comes, the Smartcool unit will cycle the compressor for maximum efficiency. However, when the temperature is not being satisfied inside the house, the Smartcool unit will know that. And what it does is, after it's gone into save mode twice, it'll pull itself out of the loop if the load's not been satisfied, if the house hasn't reached the temperature that the thermostat wants it to, and it'll allow the compressor to run until the temperature's satisfied.
Well, that's great. My biggest, obviously, my first question was, well, what's the system cost? What additional charges are there? How about installation and tax and those sorts of things?
Yeah, our normal fee for the normal cost for the system is $1,500, installed, complete, soup to nuts. Right now we're actually running a special. You'll see it in your Val Pack. You'll see it on Facebook. We're running it for special for $1,250, and that covers everything.
But I still pay tax on it.
Yes, you still pay the tax.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the actual cost of the system is
How
one.
about the other thing I was interested in initially up front, which I was pleased to see it didn't take long. How long does it take from the time I give you the money to the time this system's up and running? How long is my system actually, air conditioning actually down when you guys are installing?
Yeah. Installation, we schedule them very quickly, usually within a couple days, if not the next day. We can come out and do the install. We come out and typically do everything we need to do to mount up, run wiring, do everything we need to do before we make the connections, before we open up the case on the compressing unit. And that only takes typically 20 to 30 minutes to make the connection. So your downtime on the air conditioning system itself is maybe 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, those were my initial questions. I'm excited about the opportunity to save energy and reduce my PICO bill. Seems like every summer I get extremely hammered, and I look forward to the savings in the winter too, because this can work for my heat pump year round. That's right?
That's correct. That's correct. If you have a heat pump, it works both ways. The compressor runs as much as it does in the summer as it does in the winter. It's doing the same thing. The only difference with a heat pump, there's a switching valve in there that changes the operation. But the function of the compressor is the exact same in summer or winter. So
And obviously I can come out and look at the meter readings anytime I want and calculate my percent savings.
absolutely.
So it's available to me. It's not pie in the sky type of stuff.
No, absolutely not. It's just not an arbitrary percentage. Oh, you can save 20%. No, you'll know exactly what you're saving. You'll see the hours that it's running. Knowing the load of the system itself in terms of kilowatt load, you'll be able to determine exactly how many kilowatt hours a year you're saving. And typically, as we said, we usually see 20 to 30%. You can fall anywhere in between there depending on the size of the system and usage, but that's what we do, and we've been very successful at it. And Mark, I thank you for letting us come out and install the system, and I look forward to doing the same for other customers.